Hey VC, what's up? It's me, yours truly. I'm back to post a quick video here. This is actually going to be a quick video request that I was asked to do about a month or so ago, and I told this individual that I would and just kind of never got around to it, so I wanted to just kind of jump in here really quick and do a really quick video. And for the life of me, I actually can't remember who it was that made the request. It's totally slipped my mind. But anyway, you'll remember who you are. And so here's the request that you asked. And it was really kind of a simple, quick one, which was if I would just share some of my gospel records. That's one genre that I think we don't talk about too much here in the VC. And, you know, definitely the music that I grew up on with everybody, my grandmother, my mother, all my aunts, my uncles, cousin, nieces. I mean, just kind of across the board, gospel music was a huge part of my family. Actually, my aunt and uncle, they had a group called the Hewlett Singers that recorded a few different albums. My cousin, he had a group that he sang in that released a few, I guess it was tapes back then, that released a few tapes. I know one time they opened for the Mighty Clouds of Joy, or they sang at the same festival. So it's always been like a huge part of my family, and definitely what I was raised on, and really kind of guided a significant part of my musical taste. But anyway, I just pulled out a few of my favorite pieces. I don't have a huge gospel collection anyway, but I just pulled out a few of my favorite pieces. Won't have a ton to say about them, but again, just wanted to kind of show a few based on your request. So playing in the background, which I don't know if you can hear or not, it's turned down kind of low, but I'm playing Lee Morgan's Sonic Boom. Nice piece there. All right, so let me just kind of dive in. And again, it's just a few of my favorites. No Ways Tired. I actually found this in a thrift store for 50 cents, which is really cool because this is one of those commercials that I saw a million times when I was younger, back in grade school, and I loved the songs that they had on the commercials. So then to kind of stumble across, you know, this album in a Goodwill, actually, I just saw the album cover, and you talk about just taking me back just to seeing that commercial over and over. So a lot of different various artists on here. Really good album. Golden Gospel Jubilee. Again, just kind of a, you know, another mixture of a lot of different artists and stuff here. Angelic Choir, who else? The Davis Sisters, the Staple Singers are on here, James Cleveland. So, you know, just a lot of the, you know, gospel greats for those that are kind of into that. And probably, arguably, one of my favorite gospel groups, which is Willie Neal Johnson and the Gospel Keynotes. Definitely one of my favorite groups here. And this is one of their albums, From the Heart. Again, just one of the many albums that they put out, 1988. Same thing here. Willie Johnson, the Gospel Keynotes, Satan is on the Loose. Another pretty good album. But my favorite gospel album of all time, without question, is this right here, which is Willie Johnson and the Gospel Keynotes, Rise Again. Every single song on this album is fantastic. And when I talk about growing up on gospel music, and I've told this story probably in 2 or 3 videos over the years I've been in the VC, but there's an 8-track tape I have, it's over there, but there's an 8-track tape that I have that was my mother's. And growing up, I used to listen to that 8-track over and over and over because it was just something about the music and the songs on there that just even moved me as a kid. More so than any of the other gospel music or anything that my parents had. And it was an 8-track of this album. And so it was really kind of cool because I had lost track of that 8-track. And a few years ago, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, I found this album. And I was just like, you know, holy cow, I haven't heard this music since I was in grade school or whatever. But then my mother also found the 8-track in some old boxes, and it got kind of dirty and everything, and she cleaned it off and gave it to me as a birthday gift, which was really awesome, the original 8-track from back then. But anyway, like I said, probably better this way with the light, this is without question my favorite gospel album. I mean, songs like Be Grateful, He'll Be There, Rise Again, One More Time, I've Got to Run On, Feel the Fire, talking about Jesus, Lead Me Safely Home. I mean, just all of those songs are fantastic. Great, great album. Another really good album, Mighty Clouds of Joy, which is definitely a huge kind of legendary gospel group as well. Which definitely has one of my favorite gospel songs of all time, which is "I've Been in the Storm." That's a I've been in the storm too long. I'm sorry, just a really, really powerful song, and I always love that cover too, which I think is kind of cool. The name of the album is "Changing Times," so kind of showing this, just kind of old time country family, if you will, and kind of showing the city and everything developing around them and kind of encroaching and that type of thing. It's, I don't know, just kind of a simple, powerful message in that artwork. Maybe one actually I want to get a poster of sometime. But anyway, Mighty Clouds of Joy, another definitely famous, legendary gospel group. Here's another piece by them. Truth is the Power. And then you got some of the classic R&B artists that also put out a number of gospel records, which are Aretha Franklin, which most of them came from gospel backgrounds. Artists like Aretha Franklin, Sam Cooke, and on and on and on. Because you have to remember, back in this time, maybe a little bit before, but really kind of back in this time, it was it was kind of forbidden that if you were singing in the church and singing gospel music, to sneak off later that afternoon and go record a secular album or whatever, even though back then the lyrics and everything weren't, it wasn't even like stuff was all dirty and nasty the way it is today. But it was just the fact that you don't go out and record secular music if you were a gospel singer. And so a lot of people, and I always think about Sam Cooke, because he talked about that a lot, of how much flack he caught, where he was actually early on in his career, he was sneaking out and recording stuff and no one had any idea he was doing it. And to imagine, hiding, so to speak, a voice like Sam Cooke, I mean, that just would have been detrimental to the world for that matter. But anyway, Aretha Franklin, the name of this album is Amazing Grace. And again, James Cleveland and a few others did some stuff on here with her. Black Gospel Explosion, just another live recording. Bobby Jones and a lot of other kind of big gospel names. Shirley Caesar's on here, the Clark Sisters, Mighty Clouds of Joy. Just kind of like a big revival they had, just a lot of live recordings. So a really cool 2 LP set. Another one here, Shirley Caesar, Super Gospel Hits. Another one of the songs that I remember from that No Ways Tired album, because there's actually 2 albums to that, I only have that one, but it's the song No Charge by Shirley Caesar, which is really cool lyrics to that song too, because basically she's kind of talking about, and not in a smart aleck way, but just kind of like in a reminding type of way of all the things that she gave and had done for her child, like the carrying him and all the labor that she went through and all the things that just showing like how her love and caring for her child, it's like, I'm not asking anything in return for that. There's no charge for that whatsoever. Like, I did it because I love you. Kind of carrying that theme in the song. So a really cool story that's told in that song. But I definitely love Shirley Caesar too. You talk about a woman that has a powerful voice. My favorite song by her, which I do not have on vinyl, is I Love Calling Your Name. That's probably my favorite song by Shirley Caesar, but I don't have that on vinyl or CD yet, so I got to get my hands on that at some point. And the last one I'll show here, the Five Blind Boys. Another kind of classic, legendary group as well. I really like them too because they have this nice, I don't want to say fine line, it's just really a good mixture between kind of gospel and blues that they incorporate in what they do. But this is a really, really fantastic album. Really good stuff released on Checker Records. It's kind of hard to describe. You just have to kind of just listen to it and check it out. It was actually, I was walking through a record store one time, and the guys just threw this on, and again, you're kind of digging and you're flipping, and I'm listening to it, and I'm like, well, that's some good stuff. What is that? And I walked over and saw it was the Five Blind Boys. This is my first experience by them. So anyway, there you go. Just a couple really quick pieces. Wanted to share that. Like I said, I got the request to show some of my gospel. So as always, let me kind of know what you think. And, any other requests, always send them over, and I will definitely try to get to them. All right, thanks, VC, and we will talk to you soon.